know, we got two more. Harrison Stafford, Alicia, Luciano. First, I want to ask some of the things that we put together here couldn't happen without the commitment of other people. We were planning to do this only in Santa Cruz, and Fenton, who was managing the tour, called the folks from the Mateel and from Reggae on the River and said, would you guys also like to host the event up here? And they instantly responded. And they've been great to deal with. They've helped put the whole thing together. They've helped underwrite it financially, even though they're nonprofit. So I'd like to ask Justin to speak a little bit about the Mateel and Reggae on the River. My brother, thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, thanks so much for coming out to the Mateel Community Center. It's a pleasure to be here and an honor to share this stage with so many truth speakers and teachers of love. That's what this is all about, is love, and we're so glad to be able to join with Robert in this vision. It's so important for us. You know, Reggae on the River is such a meaningful show to people around the world, and obviously to our community as well. We're a nonprofit organization, and Reggae on the River is the lifeblood that fuels this place. It makes it possible for us to maintain all the programs and services that we offer for the youth of our community, the underprivileged in our community, and for all the arts and culture and dance and music and all the great events and community gatherings that happen here. So coming back to reggae, it's all about love. And it's been so inspiring to work with somebody like Robert to share his vision and to host it here. And when he came to us this year and said, I want to do this in Humboldt and join forces with you, we really were honored by that. And it was such perfect timing because it really dovetailed with our larger goals for Reggae on the River. We just celebrated our 30th anniversary, and thank you. And it was a beautiful event and a powerful one too, and one that really, you know, reminded us why it's important to do this show. And from that, we on the staff and board of the Mateel Community Center started to look at, you know, setting the stage for the next 30 years of Reggae on the River. And we really felt it was important to look at what an important event this is to people around the world, and to do more to give back to the cultures that we're hosting through this. And so as we move forward, we're really looking to heighten our global connectivity, to start new programs with a humanitarian thrust that are really going to help more people around the world and show that our community gives deeply to the world and is an example for others to look at. And so thank you so much for coming out tonight and sharing this vision, and for your support of the Mateel Community Center and Reggae on the River. And thanks again to Robert for inviting us to be a part of this. It's really such a blessing, and thank you to all the musicians and everybody who share their wisdom and words of love. That's what it's all about, and I can't say anything more. Thank you so much.
Logistical things. Sister Carol, I think, is over there doing signing for CDs. I have my books and shirts over here. Let me ask you a question. How many people find yourself some days disillusioned, despairing, pessimistic about the world situation? Say yes. How many feel that way but didn't say yes? You want me to show you a way out? Okay, I'm going to show you a way out. I'm going to start naming people that you all respect, and everyone came from a different spiritual path. Buddha was Buddhist, Jesus was Jewish, Mother Teresa was Catholic, Martin Luther King was Baptist, Muhammad Ali was Muslim, Mr. Rogers was an ordained Presbyterian minister, Anglican was Tutu, Methodist was Mandela, Bob Marley was Rasta. These are 10 or 11 people that have advanced the human consciousness towards greater levels of love. Imagine where the world would be without those people. Let me tell you how they did what they did. Remember, none of these people had political power, lobby power, socioeconomic power. You see it? They had none of that. None of the things that Babylon says you have to enact change. Some of them were sufferers, like Bob Marley came from the ghetto. Some of them were middle class. Gandhi came from a big middle class family, so did Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King wore expensive suits and got a PhD. Here's the difference, and here's what will save you from the despair. What those people knew were two things that I often forget, we all forget. That a loving creator has sent us to the planet to transform every situation into which we're sent with unconditional love. Every one of those people, what about their dogma, what about being a Rasta, what about being a Christian, what about being a Buddha? It was they acknowledged that a loving creator had a design and purpose for their life. And that purpose was to transform every situation into which they were sent by loving the English that ruled them in India, loving the Africani that ruled them in South America, loving the white crackers in Georgia. That doesn't mean you don't speak truth to power, but they did it with love. Here's what you need to know, is that each one of us have been given 1/7 billionth of the problem to solve. Every one of us has been given our life, and that's 1/7 billion. What we need on the planet now is not a handful of Martin Luther Kings and Mandelas and Marleys. What we need on the planet now are hundreds of thousands and then millions of people who understand this dynamic and who claim themselves to teach love to the world. You see it? That's the only way now. We can't fight every battle in the legislative halls. We can't stop all the fracking. What we need is to awaken the human race to what these people knew. And that is, if you will merge your life with the power of love, you will have a mystical life, and you will transform every situation in which you're sent. And we don't need to worry about the bigger picture. Just do your life. Just do your 7 billion. You see it? And then we're going to look back when we made this transformation and realize that was the Creator's design all along. The whole thing now is staying awake and loving everybody. Everybody, putting that vibe out there and transforming these situations into which we're sent. And we have what we need to transform this planet. We have a global consciousness that has destroyed the Tower of Babel, the internet. We have reggae music, we have ganja getting legalized, we have free energy, non-polluting. We have non-violence being proved to overthrow the oppressor in the latter part of the 20th century with the work like Martin Luther King and Gandhi. We have the women finally out of the dungeon of the patriarchy in many, many countries in the world, right? That had to happen. We have Bob Marley's music proliferating around the planet. We have holistic health, we have organic gardening. When I was offering you guys age, none of this existed. So we have what we need. Now the only thing to do is to make the transformation in consciousness. When you get despairing, when you get depressed, when you get pessimistic, your effectiveness to bring this joy to the world, the joy you've seen on this stage tonight, your effectiveness to remember who you are and the power of love is greatly diminished with your depression and your disillusionment. So when you see it come up, and it comes up every day for me, when you see it come up, let it go and say, I'm going to do all I can to do. That's all the Creator's asked me to do. I'll do what I can today, and I'll go to bed saying, job well done. At the end of my life, I'll say, job well done. Let go of the depression and despair. You guys are more powerful than the Republicans, and we got to love them too.